I just got dumped by a client, and here's why. Entitlement. Long story semi short, I met this client a while ago, back in June or July at an open house in Berkeley. Client was from out of town, a few hours away, Santa Barbara, not too far, familiar with California, but they were moving to Berkeley. Now, the client was a wife, husband, and a dog. The kids weren't with them at the time. They drove in for the day to look at homes all throughout Berkeley. Both walk up to the door and they have the dog with them, and they ask if they can bring the dog in. So immediately they already knew it's probably been a problem at past open houses or restaurants or other places. The husband then decides to ask if he can bring the dog in, and I kindly say, no, there's other people that might have allergies as they're walking the house. The seller really doesn't want his $2 million house to be scuffed up, and about 3 other reasons I listed. The husband immediately catches an attitude and says, "What if I pick the dog up?" And I kindly say no, because, me and the seller really hadn't discussed whether they wanted animals roaming through their $2 million house. And I'm just not going to make a split decision and that come back to haunt me, right? Best interest in the seller, got to respect the house and just got to do with that, just be professional realtor, do my job. So I say, no, I'm sorry. You guys can take turns. And that's what they do. So the husband waits outside with the dog. The wife comes in. Wife is super nice, friendly, tells me everything about them and the family, exactly what they want. She offers to sign in, signs her name, email, and phone number, says they don't have a realtor. Everything is going smoothly. We talk for about 25 to 30 minutes. The wife goes outside and says, "I'm going to bring my husband in," and I'm sitting there waiting to, kind of like not apologize, but just reintroduce myself to the husband and say, "I'm sorry you couldn't bring the dog in," but that's just that. Husband never comes in. She gets in the car. Husband and her are kind of like arguing, I can see through the window, and he just drives off. So, because I had the wife's information, I'm contacting for months. She responded about 2 times out of maybe the 6 times I reached out, and just, "Hey, we're going to just hold off until October, blah, blah, blah." And then, I responded in October, didn't hear anything. And then recently, it's now December, I reached out again and was like, "Hey, just let me know if you've chosen to go a different route, work with a different realtor, or you're just not interested in purchasing a home anymore." And she responded, "Hey, we chose another realtor and best of luck." And so as a good person should, you kind of want to know what you did wrong, and that way you can get better for the future clients. And so I just kindly ask "Hey, what advice can you give me so I can be better for my future clients?" And this was the advice. I'm going to allow you some time to read this because I'm not going to read it. But essentially, the husband was mad that I told him not to come in the open house due to allergies to dogs. So the fact that I was a good realtor who was professional and did my job, they did not want to work with someone who was professional and did their job. And if you disagree and you comment, "Well, you should have been more considerate," I think I was pretty damn clear. So I sat back and realized that if they were going to be these type of people, these are probably the people I don't want to work with. Because if there's drama now, there's definitely going to be drama during the transaction. And if entitlement had a picture, it would have been them. And yes, entitled.